Hi, my name is Acer. I'm a filmmaker and an aspiring woodworker. And in this video, I'm going to be making a standing desk for myself. So let me get this out of the way now. I was already planning on making a new desk for myself, and then FlexiSpot reached out and asked if I want to collaborate. So I told them about my idea, they liked it, and it just seemed like perfect timing and a good partnership. So they sent me their E7 Plus base and a couple accessories, and I got to work. I'll touch on more of the details of the base later, and why it was a good pairing for my personal desk. So the desktop. As you saw at the beginning, it's an epoxy river table. First one ever for me, second time ever working with a live edge piece. And the debarking process was a lot easier because one of my lumber suppliers loaned me his draw shave, which made everything about getting the bark off easier and faster. That was probably one of the only major things that wasn't a first for me on this build, and it's nice feeling the progress in each part of the process. Doing things one way, realizing that there may be a better way, and then learning and changing things the next time around. Like here, instead of taking a big pass to cross-cut this thick slab, I took multiple shallower half-inch passes until I got through the whole piece. And it's that kind of learning and progress in my forever evolving experience as a woodworker that's keeping me hooked. I really love having something that challenges me every time I do it, and sometimes it's really frustrating, but the reward of problem solving and getting through a roadblock is really satisfying. It also requires me to be completely in the moment and use all of my knowledge, and sometimes Google, to find a way around things. And sometimes there's no answer, or I don't know what my problem is, and that's when experimenting and hoping what sounds like it should work, works. Leaning into intuition and taking a little bit of risk is something that doesn't always work out for me, but feels a lot better than staying stagnant and being a little complacent with where I am in life. That's kind of why I started this new business. It's majorly different from the first company I started, but it just feels right. It feels like for the first time in a long time, I'm putting what I want to do for myself first. I think I need to shim it a little more, because this is also my danger corner. Like, I don't want this to pull too much. At the recommendation and the idea of Frank, who I got these slabs from, I'm going to be doing a half pour-ish of black, and then I'm going to do a pour of clear, so that way I can get like a nice little bit of depth in it. Okay, at the time I thought I'd be able to do a clear pour. I then realized that requires diligent cleaning, a new bucket without wood chips, and properly wiping away excess epoxy dust from sanding for adhesion. So I didn't get any close-ups of it, but it was pretty bubbly and a little dusty, so what I decided to do was not polish it too much, so the clear layer is still a little foggy, but you can see a little bit into the river. And now a couple days later, with everything cured, I don't know how that happened, but I just forgot to press record while I was taking off the form. Just imagine that I was hitting this, and it came off great. And as you can see, even with filming, even though it's been my job professionally for pretty much a decade, I still make silly mistakes. So, I know that'll still happen with woodworking, and the silly mistakes could probably be costly. So I'm glad I'm making those now, and for myself as I keep learning and becoming a better craftsman. And one fun part of becoming a better craftsman is learning what tools might help compensate for your lack of craftsmanship or skill. And one of those is the Festool track saw. I'm glad I didn't do this sooner because I know how to live without one, but it's really nice having a piece of equipment that makes a process that could introduce a lot of error a little more simple. And this router sled. I love it, but I realized it may not have been the right tool for the job. The slab was a bit bigger than its capacity, and I couldn't have it supported on both sides, so it took some extra time and a lot of passes with my low-angle jack plane to get things to a nice place. Proving a little bit of a point that while nice tools are nice, it's still more about who's using them than what they are. In hindsight, I should have made a simple router sled specifically for this tabletop because it was a little larger, but you live and you learn. And next time, I'll do that.
or take it to a shop with a CNC or a wide belt, because getting back the time and losing the frustration is probably worth whatever they charge for a couple hours with their machines. And even though I'm still working on the top, let me give you some stats on FlexiSpot's E7 Plus base. It's height adjustable from 26 inches to 51.6 inches, which is plenty for a vertically challenged guy like me. It can take a 540 static load, which is great for the solid walnut and epoxy top. And they've got a 15-year warranty, so you get a little extra peace of mind there too. And along with this being my first epoxy river table, this is also my first sponsored video. And I have to say, I'm really grateful FlexiSpot took the chance on me and trusted me with their product to make something to complement it. I know I don't have the most followers or subscribers, so it's nice doing something like this. Although I started doing this woodworking thing for myself, it's good affirmation and validation that what I do for me is being recognized by other people. So, thank you FlexiSpot, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. And as we get to the end here, let me just express how messy using a router sled is, and how tired my little trim router must have been. So for the next epoxy project, I'll probably be picking up a full-size router and a bigger flattening bit, unless I decide to take it to a shop, but I do love building my own shop. But I guess I understand why some people have a ton of tools. Anyways, I also just got this low-angle jack plane specifically for this project, so I guess along with power tools, my hand tool collection is growing. And now learning how to use them properly and efficiently is another story. Tips and tricks welcome and encouraged. Final sanding, filling in cracks, water popping, edge profiling. All the last pieces of finishing a project are starting to feel a little more comfortable. I feel like I'm learning more and more, and this woodworking journey is just getting started. Something I always say with one of my friends while we're reminiscing on things and reflecting on how we got to where we are is that it's always just the beginning. Just the beginning of epoxy river tables. Just the beginning of becoming more comfortable with finishing. Just the beginning of a new business. And just the beginning of a new life. So, again, thank you FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching me play with wood and make a new desk for myself. It's an exciting journey doing something new. It's an exciting time learning so much about a new art form, and it's an exciting realization that this is just the beginning.